95% of traders lose because they still can't read the market. If you're still losing, stop sedating yourself. You're in that 95%. Not because you lack intelligence, but because the way you're looking at the market is predictable. Picture it clearly. You think of the market as a river. The trend is the current. All you have to do is swim with it. It sounds textbook, clean, logical, but in reality, you're not swimming in a river. You're in a wave pool. The water can push you in any direction, not because it's natural, but because someone flipped a switch. You see movement, you call it trend. They see you commit, they change the flow. You're not following the market, you're being guided by it. Jesse Livermore said it plainly. The market is never wrong. Opinions often are. It sounds simple. You've never actually accepted it. Because if you did, you'd have to face something uncomfortable. You're not reading the market. You're telling yourself a story and then trading as if it's real. Strip out the theory. Look at one situation. Price moves sideways. Accumulation. You see clear resistance. You wait for the breakout. A strong candle pushes through. You enter. That's the moment you feel smart. In reality, that's the moment you become most predictable. Price snaps back, takes your stop, then moves higher. That's not a false breakout. That's a completed trap. Like an automatic door, you step in, it closes behind you. George Soros said, "The market is a device for fooling most of the people most of the time." You think that's philosophy. It's not. It's operational. The market doesn't need to be right. It just needs the majority to act at the wrong time. You see a breakout, you buy. You see a breakdown, you sell. You think you're trading trend, but you're always entering right when the move needs you. You're like someone chasing a bus. The moment you reach the door, it closes. Not because you're slow, because you arrived exactly when it needed to leave. Paul Tudor Jones said, "Don't focus on making money. Focus on protecting what you have." You hear risk management. It's actually a framework for reading the market. He's not asking, where's the perfect entry? He's asking, where will people get trapped? Because where people get trapped, movement follows. Think of it differently. The market is a stage. You see the actors, the lights, the script. You think you understand the story, but you don't see the director. You don't see when the scene changes. You don't see who gets pushed off stage. You react to what's visible. That's why you're always late. Richard Dennis once said, "You could publish trading rules in the newspaper and no one would follow them." You think that's about discipline. It's not. When a system becomes popular, it becomes a collective trap. Everyone places stops in the same places. Everyone enters the same setups. The market only has to pass through one level, collect the liquidity, then make the real move. You place your stop in a logical spot. Sounds professional, but what's logical to you is logical to everyone. And where everyone places stops is exactly where price will go first. Stanley Druckenmiller said, "The big money is made in the sitting. You can't do that because you don't know when to stay out. You see movement, you want in, like seeing a big wave and thinking it's a chance to surf. What you don't realize is that wave was built to wipe out the people who jump in. Here's the core. You're not losing because you enter bad trades. You're losing because you enter exactly where the market needs you. You see support, you buy. You see resistance, you sell. You think you're reading structure. In reality, you're repeating the behavior of millions. And when behavior repeats at scale, it becomes a target. Most traders look at the market like a map. They're trying to find a path. The ones who actually understand it don't. They see the market as a pattern of behavior. They're reading habits, not directions. And behavior only reveals itself when you stare at the same thing long enough. You want to read the market? Then stop hunting. Pick one pair. Stay with it. Not for a few days. Not for a few weeks. Long enough to start seeing what everyone else filters out. It sounds simple. It isn't. Because your brain rejects repetition. It wants novelty, stimulation, opportunity. So you jump from pair to pair, from setup to setup. You think you're expanding your perspective. In reality, you're destroying your ability to recognize anything. A doctor doesn't diagnose better by treating a different disease every day. A sniper doesn't get more precise by constantly switching targets. But traders think they improve by looking at everything. It only makes sense if you ignore the logic. When you choose a pair, you're not just choosing a chart, you're choosing a behavioral system, an environment with its own rhythm. At first, it feels boring. Price goes up and down. Structure looks the same. Nothing stands out. That's because you're still looking at the surface. Stay long enough, something shifts. You stop seeing individual candles. You start seeing sequences. You begin to notice there are quiet phases, slow, overlapping movement, no clear direction, and there are expansion phases, fast, decisive moves that barely offer entry. A beginner sees those as random states. Someone who understands sees them as two parts of the same process. The quiet phase is where positions are built. The expansion phase is where those positions are released. You don't make money in expansion if you didn't understand accumulation first. This is where staying with one pair starts to pay off. You begin to see that before every strong move, the market tends to repeat a behavioral pattern. Not identical, but familiar enough to recognize. For example, price compresses inside a tight range. Multiple touches on both sides. Each touch leaves a footprint. Liquidity builds. Then one day, it breaks. You see a breakout. But if you only see that moment, you're already late. The trader who understands doesn't focus on the breakout. They focus on what led to it. They see how many times the level was tested, how deep each pullback was, how price reacted at the boundaries. You won't find that in an indicator. That comes from observation. Eventually, you run into an uncomfortable realization. The market isn't hard to understand. You just never stayed long enough to understand it. Now, timeframes. This is where most traders create their own confusion. You open H1, trend looks bullish. Drop to M5, price is falling. Zoom out to D1, price sits at resistance. Now you've got three conflicting narratives at the same time, and you don't know which one to trust. The issue isn't the time frame. The issue is you haven't defined what layer you're reading. Each time frame carries a different level of noise. Lower time frames, more noise, more false signals. Higher time frames, less noise, slower information. You can't eliminate noise. You can only choose which noise you're willing to work with. Keep it simple. Pick one primary time frame to read structure. Say H1. That's where you answer three questions. What's the trend? Is the market accumulating or expanding? Where is the liquidity sitting? Then drop down, not to find a trade, but to wait for conditions. You wait for price to return to a meaningful area. You wait for a reaction. You don't anticipate. That's the separation point. A beginner enters because they see movement. A professional enters because conditions are aligned. Conditions are not a single candle. They're a complete behavioral sequence. You see price dropping, you sell. Someone who understands sees price dropping after liquidity above has been taken within a weakening structure. Same action, completely different quality. If you don't stay with one pair, you'll never see those sequences. You'll only see outcomes. That's why it always feels like this trade looked the same, but ended differently. It didn't. You just missed the difference. Once you start seeing those differences, you trade less. Not out of fear, out of clarity. Most of the time, the market isn't clean. You begin to ignore moves that look attractive. You wait for moves that are structured. You're no longer reacting to every fluctuation. You're selecting, and there's a cost. You'll feel like you're missing out. In reality, you're only missing what you don't understand. What you do understand, you'll take less often, but with precision. Reading the market isn't a talent. It's the result of staying long enough, holding a consistent lens, and refusing to chase everything that moves. One pair, one primary time frame, one repeated process, every day. There's only one question left. How do you read the market while it's actually unfolding? The answer isn't about predicting direction. It's about identifying one thing. Right now, who's trapped? The market doesn't move because of technical logic. It moves because of positioning. There are buyers, there are sellers. Some are in profit, some are stuck. Real movement happens when one side is forced to exit. You don't need to predict the future. You need to look at the present and ask, if price ticks higher, who is forced to buy? If price drops lower, who is forced to cut? That's how you read it. You see a range, price compressing between highs and lows. A beginner says, wait for the breakout and follow. Someone who understands asks, inside this range, who's entering? Where are their stops? Every tap of the highs, sellers step in. Every tap of the lows, buyers step in. Over time, both sides build positions. More importantly, their stop losses begin to cluster. Buyers place stops below the lows. Sellers place stops above the highs. Now think like the market. It needs liquidity to move. Where is that liquidity? Exactly where stops are concentrated. So what happens next? Price doesn't break clean. It sweeps. Sweep above triggers short stops, creates buying pressure. Sweep below triggers long stops, creates selling pressure. You see two sweeps back to back. You call it noise. It isn't. It's preparation. Once both sides have been cleared out, only then does the real move begin. The problem is, you usually enter on the first break. Price takes the high, you buy. At that moment, you become liquidity. You're not wrong on direction, you're wrong on timing. This is what most traders never fully grasp. You can be right and still lose money. Because the market doesn't reward being right. It rewards being early enough, or more precisely, not being early. It rewards timing. Reading the market means reading sequence, not points. A real move rarely starts instantly. It goes through three phases: build, trap, expand. Phase 1, build, range, accumulation, liquidity forms. You don't make money here, you observe. Phase 2, trap. Price breaks one side, pulls traders in, then reverses. This is where most losses happen, because it looks like opportunity. Phase 3, expand. Now price moves for real, fast, clean, decisive, and you're usually not in, or you're chasing. Once you understand these three phases, you stop reacting to phase 2. You start waiting. Waiting for the sweep, waiting for the market to reveal itself. Revealing itself isn't a pretty candle. It's when one side is clearly trapped. For example, price breaks higher. Traders buy, then price sharply reverses down. Now those buyers are stuck. If price continues lower, they're forced to exit. Their exits fuel the move. That's where the real move begins. You're not selling because price is falling. You're selling because you know who is being forced to sell. That's the shift, from what price is doing to what participants are being forced to do. Once you see it this way, everything becomes clearer and rarer. You'll skip most setups because you can tell no one is clearly trapped yet. Liquidity isn't sufficient yet. So you wait for the moments that matter. That's why experienced traders trade less, not out of hesitation, out of selectivity. Most of the time, the market isn't ready. Another mistake you're still making: you think you need certainty before entering. There is no certainty. You only need one thing: an edge. An edge isn't about being right 100% of the time. It's about this: when you're right, the move expands. When you're wrong, the loss is contained. And that edge only shows up after the market has revealed its hand. You're not the one who starts the move. You're the one who exploits it. Think of it like a fight. At first, both sides are balanced, no clear winner. Then one side starts to break. They step back. They panic. You don't jump in while it's balanced. You step in when one side is already collapsing. That's where risk is lowest. But to see that moment, you need two things: time and observation, and restraint in execution. Observation lets you recognize behavior. Restraint keeps you from ruining it. You can understand everything and still lose if you can't control your entries. You see the sweep, you get excited. You enter early. The move isn't finished, you get swept again. Not because your analysis was wrong, because you didn't wait long enough. The market doesn't pay impatience. It punishes it. In the end, reading the market isn't technical. It's the ability to sit still until imbalance becomes obvious. You don't need many trades. You need a few moments where one side is trapped, liquidity has been taken, the move is beginning to expand, and you step in, not because you believe, but because you see. That's when you stop predicting. You start responding. Most traders want control. Those who understand wait for the market to expose itself. You've moved from believing signals to understanding context to reading behavior. There's no shortcut, no magic formula, just one requirement: stay with it long enough that surface movement stops fooling you. And when that happens, you'll realize something uncomfortable. The market was never complex. You were just looking at it too shallow. Appreciate you staying with Trading Mindset Lab. Subscribe, hit like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next.